you asked, and we are going to answer. Mike, what's the question today?
Our question today is, what was your first BRRRR, or how do you get started with BRRRR if you don't have great credit?
Ooh, I like the question.
This one's difficult.
Let's talk about your first BRRRR. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So, I guess my first BRRRR was probably about 2 years ago.
It was our first BRRRR, actually.
Yeah,
we both did it together. Yeah,
it was probably working together.
Okay.
So we decided we were going to do some rentals, and we said, okay, well, we don't necessarily want to invest a large chunk of our own money, so let's buy it and then refinance it and see how that works. And we'll rehab it a little bit, and we'll work with the bank and do that. So we had some private money lined up because we were doing a few flip projects already.
Yeah.
We were doing flips, and we said, let's go ahead and try to hold a couple. So it was very, very similar. We used a lot of the same contractors, a lot of the same building materials that we used in our rehabs, but we did it for a rental. So again, how do you look at that differently? Is you want something that is going to be like a hard surface, so we use luxury vinyl, but you also want durable. So you want durable stuff, not just pretty stuff. So there is a little bit different in your finish quality. So we did that, and then we took it to one of our banking partners, and we've been talking with several different banks and showing them what we've been doing. We've been showing them our financials, saying, hey guys, as a group, look what we've done. We've been wholesaling, we're doing some flips, we'd like to own some rentals together. So we prepped our financial statements for them, and then said, this is what we want to do. And they said, okay. We love it. We like that you guys are working together. It gives us 3 people to sign some personal guarantees.
That's right.
So again, what bank wouldn't want one property with 3 people saying they're willing to personally guarantee it? And that's something where we actually, the longer the relationship goes, the more likely you are to get off of those personal guarantees and just get those loans in the business's name.
That's right.
So that's kind of what our first BRRRR digressed a little bit.
No,
but
that's what it is. So what did the deal look like? Well, in order to do a BRRRR, guys, to make it worth your while, it's little to no money, right? So we're always shooting for no money. So we went out, we found a property. Pull up the rental sales sheet while I'm talking here so we can actually identify the first one that we did. Rentals. But we found a property.
Oh, good idea.
And we made a low offer on it. That's what we do. We are the discount property investors, right? We made a low offer to buy it at a discount. But we made sure that there was going to be, it needed work, of course, that's how we got it at a discount, but we made sure that we could add value to it via a rehab as well. So not only did we buy it at a discount, but we increased the value of the rehab. So what was the very first one? Number 1.
Benet.
Yeah, Benet.
That was a great one.
That was a great one. So we bought it at, what did we pay for this one?
I think it was like 67.
We paid 67.
And this was an auction one, so we paid $5K marketing fee.
Okay, so we were into it for about 70, what is that, 2 or 3?
72.
Okay. And the rehab that we put into this property,
was...
this is back in 2017, guys. I'm looking at the dates here.
Actual repairs, we've got 7,000. This is before we were tracking them real well.
This is where we're tracking them real. So we had roughly about 7 in it. That puts us at about 80 grand. What did it appraise for? It's the last thing that matters.
Our appraisal was actual final appraised 125.
125. Bought at a discount, added value. We had enough equity in it to when we went to go get our bank loan, we didn't have to put any in. And this isn't a cash out refi because we borrowed money to buy it and fix it. So according to the bank, we're just refinancing out another lender, which was a private lender that helped us, lent us money to go buy it and fix it. So we bought it, we fixed it, we got it rented. At that point in time, Mike, we had seasoning. At this point, it's very little or none. But back in 2017, when we started, there was probably about 4 to 6 months seasoning. So we had to rent it out before we could refinance it for the seasoning period. But then when we went to refi, we got an appraisal at 125, and we're all in at 80. So there's plenty of equity. And the refinance basically pays the other lender off, so he goes away. And now we own the property with a long-term bank loan in place, and we had none of our own money. So that's what the deal looked like. That's how we found it. That's how we bought it. It was back in 2017. What was the last part of that question?
The last part is a whole new question. You want to do another video on it?
No, let's finish it on this one.
Let's do it.
It's the same topic.
So it's how do you BRRRR with not so great credit?
Ooh, how do you BRRRR with not so great credit?
What we talked about. So I had previously mentioned, there was 3 of us that were signing for this loan. So that's one way, is if your credit's not great, is get someone else.
Partners.
co-sign on your loan. So somebody else is guaranteeing or helping guarantee that loan. That is an awesome way to do it.
Co-signing, partnering with somebody else.
Co-sign or partnering, exactly.
Yep.
So partners a little
bit different. And that's the best way to do it if you don't have good credit. And that was the question, right? Now, you are going to need to have good credit to do this at some point or by your own.
To keep doing it.
So work on fixing it. But if you don't have it today, it doesn't mean that you can't do this. So private money lenders and hard money lenders, they're probably not going to care as much about your credit as a bank will, because it's a shorter term loan with a way higher rate, like 4 to 5x the cost. And it's usually 6 months to a year. But a bank, they're a way lower rate, but a longer term. So getting the private money or the hard money is typically very easy. But you want to make sure that if you go and you borrow that money, that you have an exit. So get pre-approved before you start the entire process, because if you borrow it at a high rate, you fix it, you get it rented, you wait for the seasoning for 4 to 6 months, and then you go to refi and you can't get that loan, then you're stuck. So get pre-approved. But if you don't have good credit, part 2 of the question, find somebody to partner with that does, or find somebody that will co-sign for you, and they don't have to necessarily be a partner. Can or can't. That is how you do it with bad credit or not good credit.